You love Wuthering Waves. I love Wuthering Waves. If you don't like woo-wah, then, I mean, that's totally fine. Not everyone has to enjoy it. Kuro, however, have confirmed that they are creating a brand new open world RPG. We're not talking Project Nami. This is something completely different. That means we have two different open world gacha games in development from Kuro right now that aren't woo-wah, but might be utilizing woo-wah's action combat system, graphical style. That's what we're gonna go ahead and dive into today. A post was made over on Niche Gamer that actually links to a tweet that was made by Reju1. Now, this is a tweet in question. No, I was actually tagged right here. You can cover this, by the way. It's all publicly known info from their website. He tagged me himself. This is the top comment here. Evidently, he knows people know who to go to when it concerns new gacha games. Yeah, me, Papa Stix. Now, I want to go ahead here and look at this first. Then we'll take a quick look at the Niche Gamer website. Project Sun is the new name. Upcoming Kuro Games project. The product name, the official name outside of Project Sun is not known. The combat-focused open-world action RPG. So they are both Project Nami and Project Sun action combat games. Made for PC, console, and mobile, built on Unreal Engine 5 and is fully 3D, with a deep emphasis on cinematics, quests, and narration. So pretty much Wuthering Waves right now, but even bigger, even better. It is modern, Western fantasy, and sci-fi themed, mixed in with Japanese fantasy. So Wuthering Waves started off as kind of like a Chinese-inspired post-apocalyptic game with themes and elements that were kind of sci-fi but also Chinese inspired. It doesn't look like there's any Chinese themes at all in this one. This one's gonna be modern, so like 2027, 8, whatever, with a Western theme and sci-fi element. So maybe modern, maybe futuristic then. Could we be getting like a Phantasy Star Online woo-wah themed game? Oh my god. Likely having competitive PvP. God, please don't do that. No, competitive PvP in a gacha game is terrible. Like, I'm getting PTSD from Tower of Fantasy PvP back at the beginning. We'll have time of day lighting mechanics like woo-wop, that's fantastic. 2D art style integrated into the game itself, as well as trailers and other 2D marketing. Motion capture will be used for facial expressions and also other movements of the characters. I mean, that makes sense. Like, woo-wah does the same thing. They have to actually improve on woo-wah here. It can't be inferior to it. We'll have 3D to 2D transitions, might have leveling in-game progression systems like popular MMOs. That's actually kind of interesting. Okay. AI will be used to quickly generate terrain map drafts as a base to be built upon. So Ananta's doing this. Like, lots of gacha games do this. Lots of video games do this. They use AI to build the foundation of something, and then they go over all of it. They'll be like, generate a large, like, 100 kilometers square area and fill it with mountains, some monsters, some like deserted town, stuff like that. And then they'll have this basis, this foundation that they can then slowly populate themselves. Again, lots of games do this. It's using AI, I think, in the final product to generate things like characters or animations or skill sets and stuff like that that people have an issue with. Using AI to just craft a skeleton that you actually use talented programmers and artists to build on, I think is totally acceptable. Quixel Megascale, I don't actually know what that is, and Nenite will be used to make terrain textures. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and assume that's good. I have no idea. All screenshots are from different posts in the project. Sun 3D animator capable of independently designing and producing animations and facial expressions, pre-visualizations, validating their implementation with motion capture and facial capture sessions, modern Western fantasy and sci-fi themes, next generation 3D environment models in realistic styles. Okay. It also says 5 years of game testing experience, including at least 2 years specifically in performance testing, must have led performance testing for at least one release title, MMO or open world projects preferred. So, okay, this doesn't mean it's going to be an MMO. Yo, I don't mean to interrupt the video, but I need to take a moment here to thank all my incredible patrons over on Patreon whose support continues to allow for me to do regular videos like this every single day on this channel. Thank y'all so much, including our YouTube channel members. You guys mean the world to me. So do you guys as viewers as well. Now, without further ado, let's continue. It just means that I think elements from MMOs or open world projects are likely going to be implemented. I think there are definitely some overlapping features between MMOs and open world games, so it could literally just mean the world itself at the end of the day, because like the vast majority of successful MMOs are open world. That all sounds great. Now, let's go ahead here and see what Niche Gamer has to say. Studio's already laying the groundwork for another ambitious project, known internally as Project Suns, in early development details of service to paint a picture of a larger scale open world action RPG designed for PC, console, and mobile. I'm hoping that they decide here to, I don't know, optimize it a little better for mobile. I've had no issues with WoWa on PC myself, but I know lots of people have. It's being developed in Unreal Engine 5, allowing the team to take advantage of modern visual technologies such as advanced lighting, highly detailed environments, and motion captured character animations. It's going to be a mix of fantasy, sci-fi, and Western-inspired themes, combining with the anime-inspired style fans have come to expect from the studio. Storytelling is expected to play a major role, with cinematic presentation, narrative-driven quests seemingly receiving significant attention. Beyond exploration and combat, some reports suggest projects might feature deeper progression system than Kuro's previous games. References to player advancement, competitive features, and large-scale PvE content have led some fans to speculate that MMO-inspired mechanics could be involved. It's still very early days. The project doesn't have an official title, doesn't have a release window, doesn't have a gameplay trailer. Even so, the fact that Kuro Games is investing into another open world RPG while simultaneously supporting WoWa shows just how quickly the studio is expanding its ambitions. What I want to point out here real quick is instead of opting for, I think, other popular styles of game. So as an example here, instead of going like urban open world, instead of attempting a turn-based RPG, they're taking what they're good at and then they are just improving it, making better, more updated, more popular versions of it. They took what Punishing Gray Raven did and they improved on it. They're taking what WoWa did, and then I'm assuming here with Project Nami and Project Sun, they are improving on it. At the very least, I hope they're going to improve on it, but WoWa has not let me down thus far, and I don't think Project Sun or Project Nami will either, but I'm glad that instead of copying other popular games or going into other genres that are emerging and becoming more popular themselves, once again, like the urban genres, I'm glad they're just deciding to do their own thing. I think they're at a point in their history now where they can write what's popular. They can dictate what is popular, and with regards to their combat, their character models, animation, cinematic quality, etc., etc., they are setting a new standard. There's a reason why so many other gacha games now plagiarize WoWa. It's because it's the new standard of gacha game quality. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.